What's up, everybody? It's Kenny Cummins here, chilling with Kenny C. And my next guest at this time, singer-songwriter, right here from Kentucky. And she's got a big show coming up a week from this Saturday, March the 5th, at the Green Lantern Bar.
Mhm.
And her band will be performing there. So check that out. And to talk about that is the lead vocalist of that particular band, Miss Jenn Marie, is back on the show. How's it going?
Hello. Hey, I'm doing good. Good to be with you again. It's been a few months, right? I guess back in August or something like that. I
Yeah,
can't remember.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do remember it was fresh off of the Overtones
Yeah.
appearance.
Yep. So
So
it's been August.
So shout out to Winnie and Warren.
Yeah.
Congrats to them on their award wins
Oh yes, for
recently.
sure.
Um, so Jen is joining me back on the show. So let's address the reason why you are doing these interviews. You got the radio tour going on right now, and we are
I
very
do.
happy to be included and help promoting this show you got coming up on Saturday, March the 5th at the
Yeah.
Green Lantern Bar. Talk about this show and it being such a big deal to you. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. First of all, we've not played Lexington in a long time, and so it'll be Matt Green and his band. He's doing his full band that night, so he'll start it out. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but it's under Matt Green Music, and so they'll be starting the night out. He's out of Lexington, Kentucky, and then some of his members also right there in the Lexington area. And I've played music with several of them, many a times. So I look forward to that, like Joel Sardinis and Dennis. So we have them starting out, and then my band's going to play, which is the Jenn Marie now with Blackwater Station. So I'll be doing less of my folky acoustic kind of stuff, and I'll be doing a little bit more of my heavier range, and then some of my older songs just revamped with the full band. So I'm really excited. But the big thing is also headlining that night is my husband's band. So Nathan McDaniel's band, Ohm, and it also happens to be the band that my drummer is from as well. So I have them two from Ohm in my band. So Ohm is going to close us out, and it's not something that happens too often. We are very, I would say, very different style of music, even though the members, two of the members are the same, as far as direction, their band is an instrumental, kind of a concept album type band, a lot of emotions, a lot of things going on with just the three piece. And then so they're going to be closing that out. So we're originally from London, Kentucky. So living in Irving, Kentucky, and kind of in Louisville, we're doing the camper life, kind of gypsy life at the moment. So our band is based out of Louisville. So I'm in Louisville a whole lot for that. So I'm excited for the folks that are our friends from back home, from Irving, from Richmond, and the Lexington area to be able to catch both of the bands in one night. I know we have a lot of friends and family that are always asking when they'll be able to see both bands, and that doesn't happen very often for people who don't get out that much. So I'm excited about that. And then also we'll have a lot of folks come down from Louisville to catch on because they've not played in Lexington in a little while, and they were a pretty popular band down there for quite a bit.
So I see that the drummer is going to be in for quite a busy night playing for two
He
different
is.
bands. Um,
Yeah, and I mean, in my band, he kind of gets to take it a little more easy because it's not nearly as loud and heavy, and there's not as much going on. He doesn't have as much space to fill since there's vocals. So yeah, he's gonna have a busy night. But Josh also is in a third band. So in fact, he is playing a show tonight. So during the weeks that he's got things going on, he literally, besides working a full-time job and having a family, and it's not an easy full-time job either, he's also got three bands that he practices 3 nights a week for. So, and then has shows on the weekend. So he's a pretty busy guy. So I think he'll do all right. He's got the stamina built up, I would hope.
hey, with the job, with the family, and with three bands. you definitely need all the stamina that you can get. And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's
Well, I mean, and Nate will be doing the same thing on guitar. So luckily in my band, it'll be me and then Josh, the drummer, that's also an ohm, my bass player, Jason Sturgill, and then we have Patrick Shoring, who's also in Hot Brown Smackdown, he will be playing guitar in my band. He plays mandolin for Hot Brown. So he'll be playing electric, and then Nate will also be playing electric. So luckily, Nate gets to kind of also take it a little bit easier with my stuff because then once he's in Ohm, he kind of heads that band. So he's, doing a million things, and he's got a double sized the pedal board, and he's got like several guitars that he plays in that one band. So there's a lot of changeover and things.
so
So it
check
should
it
be a
out.
great night though.
So check it out, March the 5th, a week from this Saturday, Green Lantern Bar. It is one of my favorite venues as it
Yes.
pertains to playing live local music. And there's been people asking, when is Jen going to be in the Lexington area? So if you
Yeah.
missed out on Overtones last year, you get your second chance here. And she literally going to be with friends and family throughout the
Yeah.
night. So check it out, March the 5th. I think
Hmm.
doors open at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And the ticket price, or actually the cover price, excuse me, is $10.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be there, traveling for all over Kentucky. Uh,
Yeah.
from my experience of seeing Jen's band, they are so incredible, and
Thank you.
so
Appreciate that. It's a whole new world for me. So I mean, I feel like I'm a fish out of water. So I'm really trying to get it all together and get used to going from the acoustic kind of bluegrass thing into this whole new like rock metal blues kind of world. So I'm super excited about it, and I look forward to seeing where this progresses to. That's for sure.
I'm literally talking to a musical unicorn, which I love and embrace, and we embrace unicorns on this
We
show.
do. We
But
do. And I love
so
colors too. So who
so
knows? When you
just
see me, my hair might be all pink and blue.
I think when I met you at Overtones, I
Mhm.
don't remember what was your hair color, blue or
Yeah, it was
maybe
blue then. It was blue
was
and black, I want to think.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely had to be. I probably had to look back in the pictures.
Yeah.
But
I'm
Jen,
a horse of many colors.
Matt Green, and Ohm, because I was kind
Yes.
of wondering how to pronounce OLHM. So I'm
I already
glad
told
you
them, yeah.
pronounced it for me before I did, because
Yeah.
I would have butchered it completely, and
Yeah.
they're
So it's
probably
OHLM, and you guys can check them out. They actually had a new album they put out during COVID that was called Slova. It's Russian for the Dead Mountains. So um, a lot of their songs they'll be playing that night will come off that album. If you guys want to check it out on Bandcamp or Spotify, it's the newest one with the snow and the wolf on the front of it.
yeah. So definitely give that a listen. Shout out to Matt Green, Lexington's
Yeah,
own. He'll be
yeah,
there. Jenn Marie and
yeah.
her band will be there as well. So check it out. Green Lantern Bar, March the 5th. Cover price is $10. Doors open at 8. Music starts slightly after 9-ish. Let's just
Yeah, something like that. That's
yeah,
what usually
so
happens down there, depending on when things
yeah,
get going.
yeah. So and they got the beer, they got the pool
Yep.
table, they got a nice spot for the musicians to perform. So granted, we're still dealing with this cold weather, but if you can just
Yeah.
weather the cold per
Yeah,
se,
come in and warm up with us and hang
huh?
out for a while. You don't have to come in and rush off. We're going to be there all night.
Yeah, so and all three acts will be having some merchandise
Yep.
along the way.
Yep.
Um
Matt's got a new album as well that he just put out. In fact, I just saw where it just got put into CD Central there in Lexington. So you can pick that up there as well.
yeah, another award winning business per se. Congrats to
Yeah.
them. They won the Lexington Music Award
Hmm.
for best music business, I believe. Yeah, so
I think that's what it
congrats to
was.
them. I love City Central.
I do
Definitely.
too. It's one of my favorite places to go and hang out. A friend of mine used to work there for a while. Cool place.
Yes, absolutely. So go check them out. Support the locals,
Yes.
most definitely. I see you got some other shows coming up
Hmm.
right after March 5th. So why don't you go ahead and talk about the shows you have coming up after March 5th?
All right. I'm trying to remember what order they're in, but I want to think that maybe the Bash on the Branch, Beauties on the Branch is happening first, and that's in Irvin. And that's the all-female review that Tina Taylor's doing. Um, Jeff Farthing and Robin Farthing put that on there. They have a great venue, outdoor venue. They're just amazing hosts. It's a beautiful area. It's not far out of town, so it's not like you have to go, a long distance to get to it, but you feel like you're way out when you get there. You're right on the creek there. Great spot. After that, I believe I want to say might be Sig Brewery. But before that, actually next week, March 1st, I'll be doing the other radio interview with Loretta Friend on 90, V99.3 there out of Irvin. It's also online. You can listen online. So I'll be doing that. That's at 7 in the morning until 9. And I'll actually be playing a few tunes. Possibly have Matt Green joining me on that. It just depends on if he's able to get away. So April 16th, blah, blah, blah. And then I believe can't remember. So I got Sig Brewery and then the actual Bash on the Branch, which happens later on in the summer. I'm trying to think. I'm open. Anybody has anything going on and they want to book me, they can definitely reach out to me. I'm available for solo, duo, or we could do a full band. So really just whatever they're looking for and whatever, kind of what works with it works out. I'm open to whatever.
Yes, you heard it. She got y'all. She can do solo, she can do duo, full band. It don't matter. You just
Yeah.
name the venue, name the day, time, whatever, and
Yeah. Give me a
negotiation
shout.
are, give her a shot. She can work things out. When there's a will,
Yeah.
there's a way. So
Yeah.
book Jenn Marie to a venue near you, and you won't be disappointed. I've
Thank
seen
you.
them perform. Trust me, you won't regret it. They got y'all. They got original tunes. They got covers. They got y'all. So
Yeah.
please go check them out. I'm so happy for you, Jen, as far as
Thank you.
just getting back to the swing of things, obviously,
Yeah.
and in the
Yeah. Try
band,
my best.
and just getting to perform, obviously.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, like heard you talking earlier, you were talking about how it's been so difficult because, put a bunch of time into planning something and promoting something, and the next thing you know, for some odd reason, it's getting canceled or something goes on or somebody gets sick or, something happens. I mean, it's life. I understand totally. But
yeah.
it's just the way, it's kind of one of those expected things in a sense. So I'm really kind of putting as much positive energy on this thing as I can and kind of trying to push out and play some more and get out a little bit more.
So with the shows that you're about to do and the interviews that you're doing and promoting and things of that nature,
Hmm.
and I know I'm not sure if I asked you this on the first interview, but um, could we expect some new music from your band in the future per se? Maybe at least a single?
Yes. So I've actually already got a little bit of funds put into some time at the studio. So I think I have a full day already booked. We got to get in there. And what we're going to try to do, and my goal is to kind of do like a live EP, live studio recording type thing, just to get a few songs recorded, get something out there, and then, start booking some shows that way. Because most places are going to, they want a professional recording of what my current band is fully, so having that will really help have me something that I can promote and market as well. So in April, I'm hoping late April, early May, we're going to get in the studio and take care of that. We will be playing a few of those tunes at the show for sure. I think I've got about 3 or 4 totally new ones that we're going to be playing at the show coming up. And, a couple of those are ones that I put the guitar down and I'm just focusing on singing and kind of letting the guys take everything a little bit different direction. So I'm excited about that. It's pushing me outside my box a little bit. So I'm still learning, but I feel like I'll find my voice in it before long.
I like that. She got new music for you all. That's another reason that you should go to these shows,
Yeah.
including March the 5th, especially. Um,
Yes. March 5th is
because
going to be a great show with a lot of good bands, good musicians, a lot of good people hanging out.
yes, hang out with Jen, hang out with Matt, hang out with Om, hang out with
Yes.
everyone. Get a good feel of what local music can deliver. Um, just mainstream is cool. It's alright. It's cool, but I mean, when you support local music, you get
Yeah.
to it's people actually take the time to chat with you.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
get to know them like on a more personal level
yeah,
because I feel like nowadays everything is so presented and lived, on the internet. For example, one of my new songs is called Glass Fed because I feel like everyone is just fed through their screens. I mean, technically we're doing it right now, but we are also talking about live things that you can come out and meet each other at. We're not completely living our lives online. We get out and go to shows and watch people and those sort of things. So that's great. But yeah, it's one of those things where I feel like everybody's so caught up in being fed all their information and everything only strictly through the internet and the web and our phones and the computers. And it's just kind of hard. I feel like we're just being glass fed all the time.
ooh, that's quite the song right there. That's
Yeah,
I need to hear that. I need to get
yeah,
that studio version of that once it's recorded. That's what I
yeah,
need. Uh,
yeah. It's one of my drummer's favorites. He likes it a whole lot.
boy, he probably gonna got that drum solo ready too. He got that drum solo.
Yeah,
I think that
he gets to he gets to actually kind of push more into his comfort zone on that song than he is, I think, in some of the other songs. That's probably what a lot of it is too.
so. You mentioned the new music that you've already got worked on, obviously.
Mhm.
Now, obviously, what's that feeling like? Getting to perform new music in front of a crowd for the first time. What's
Oh,
that
I'm
feeling like?
nervous. I'm nervous. I'm nervous because it's very different than what how I normally sing and do things. And although my vocals are still a huge part of it, its transitions is over a lot to let the guys shine as well, and kind of show everyone, to where when it's just me or it's just the duo, the focus really is kind of on me and on my vocals, to where now it can be a focus on like overall the sound and the feel because everyone brings a little something different to the band. There's a lot more going on behind me than there has been in the past with two other guitar players and a bass player that's got a jazz degree. So there's a lot happening. It's really good. So I'm excited about
And that's another
it.
question I wanted to ask you. You mentioned some of the variety of genres that you and your band does.
Yeah.
Just talk about just being able to put all these genres together and make it your own. What's that like? Just showing some versatility with your band and all.
Um, it's I mean, I'm very nervous about it, if I'm being honest, only because, I feel like I'm having to learn I'm having to learn patience with growing. I'm having to learn, that just because I did things one way doesn't mean that's how I need to do it this time. So, that bringing everyone into it, we're constantly having to work with each other and go, hey, on this part, can you do this, or can you build this up a little bit stronger for me, or can you guys completely drop out right here? And they're all open to that because of being flexible in it, and being so experienced. I mean, all of them are so experienced in music that um, it really helps. So I have Jason, who's got, he's more of the he's our new bass player. He's been in with us a little bit less than the rest of the guys. The rest of us have known each other for a little while, or played music together for a little while. So he is got more of the schooling behind him as far as like theory and having a degree in his I think it's like upright jazz bass, if I'm not mistaken. He also can pick up electric guitar, he's amazing at, as well as like, you know, banjo and just little different things. He's always picking up different instruments. He's one of those guys. And then Patrick from Hot Brown's the same way. Like I said, he's featuring on electric guitar in this band to where everyone else mainly knows him as a mandolin player for the other band for Hot Brown. So he brings in more of like the jam band um, kind of feel to things because you know Hot Brown is a very um, kind of you know party. They're the ones that don't go on till midnight and they play till 4 in the morning, you know, because everybody's listening and dancing and they're doing a lot of awesome cover tunes and they're just an amazing band altogether. So he kind of brings in that kind of feel. He's our feel guy, you know. He kind of just can come in and just play something and it works, you know. So he's doing that. And then with Nate and Josh both coming from more of the metal kind of scene in a sense. I think they probably those two are having to make the transition the most and having to learn to kind of simplify things and dumb down. And they're loving it because it gives them a break from having to do so much like they've done in their other bands. So it kind of gives them an easy go at it. It's not as bad on them. So as far as bringing all that, and then me coming in from like this lonely singer-songwriter bluegrass background where I've been used to playing with like acoustic instruments where we completely control all the dynamics and all the sound by um, within the instrument itself, not necessarily within amps and speakers and all those sort of things. And with my vocals, I'm having to learn. No, then I would just control and project myself, not with being in a microphone. So bringing all those things together, I'm really hoping will give us a little bit different sound than your typical rock or metal or blues or jazz or whatever it is. You know, it brings all that to the table, and we can go from one song being more of like this folky song to then, you know, for instance, like I can do Gray Space or Dark Feathers that has that kind of bluesy, folky kind of feel to it on into like ephemeral. And now I've got a new song called Veins and Glass Fed. And then there's that are more of like the heavy songs. I also have a new one that's super bluesy, you know, so it's in like drop D tuning and very, has this very bluesy feel to it. And it's called Stop Feeding Me Lines. Um, so as you can tell, most of my new stuff has a lot of themes of kind of being tired of things that are happening in the world right now, you know, and kind of feeling like an outsider, kind of feeling like no matter what, I don't really fit in or kind of over it in a sense as far as the way things are, if that makes any sense. I know a lot of people don't feel that and don't understand it, but a lot of people are feeling it. So I'm kind of just, this is my way of letting all that out. Like the last few years of all this change, I'm going to say even for me, 3 to 5 years of change, that I'm really kind of starting to let out in this music a little bit more.
And that is why I admire Jenn Marie. Just genuine, being authentic, showing some vulnerability, expressing herself, and it's just the type of music that it's relatable. Um,
Thanks.
as far as, you know, what we all go through. I mean, these last few years have been very challenging, a lot
Yeah.
of frustration, just dealing with everything. But one thing I admire about local music is that I can listen to it and like it's like I know some of these people, and when I hear them sing and perform, like I feel where they're truly coming from because it's real, it's
Yeah.
authentic. So I admire your forthcoming, just being out there as a musician, just sharing your gifts to us
Thank you.
Kentuckian folks. And I just want you to know that you are truly appreciated for what you bring in this
Thank you.
music scene. So for more info on Jenn Marie, you can check out her website at www.jenmariemusic.com. All the social medias is there. All the previously released music is there. Some studio music is there. Some live
Hmm.
music is there as well. So go check it out and go see her on March 5th at the Green Lantern Bar. You
Yay.
enjoy some music, enjoy some beer, responsibly, of course. Uh,
Yes.
so, Jenn, great chatting with you. Great having you
Thank you.
back on the show. Thank you so much for having us as a part of your radio tour promoting the Green Lantern show. Shout out to Matt Green and his
Yes.
band. Shout out to Ohm as well. It's going to be a fun night, March the 5th.
Yeah.
And thank you again for your time and being on the show. And look forward to the new music and look forward to seeing what's next on the
Yes.
horizon for Jenn Marie and the Blackwater Station. Thank you, Jenn.
Thank you very much for having me, Kenny. You have a great night.
Well, you too.
All right, bye.
All right. That was Jenn Marie.